When you think of Mabinogi, isn't it about dyeing? So this is all about the new dyeing system that they're working on. So let's start right down here. We'll watch this video real quick. And you can see like all the outfits and the, like the wig, the boots. And you can like see their colors. And so far I like this new dyeing window. I think this looks really good. This is a screen in development. The UI configuration, operation, design, and details may change when Eternity is updated. The basic menu UI is a temporary version at the time of dyeing system development. Please look forward to the UI section in the next season's post. So I'm assuming the next season's post will probably be in December because that's when they posted information last December too. But yeah, I am looking forward to reading their UI changes. So enter dyeing mode. When you dye your hair and don't get the color you want, using the dye ample, select the target from the list and dye it to the desired color. I'm sure you've had the experience of repeating the same process multiple times. At this time, you have to look at the same window several times and repeat the same actions over and over again. I was thinking, wouldn't it be convenient if I could just go straight to the dyeing process? Since we're already at it, we're improving it so that we can go straight into the unique mode where we can dye our hair. Wouldn't it be even better if, while dyeing one item, you could select another item and start dyeing it right away? Yeah, that would be pretty convenient. The list of dyeable items on the left includes not only equipment you are wearing, but also you can select all the dyeable items you have in your inventory. For example, you can sort by selecting only wig items or only shoe items. We are working on further improvements to provide a variety of filtering features. Everyone thought hard about the new clothes and dyed them with care in each dyeing pot. There must have been a moment where you felt something was a little lacking. Once you enter dyeing mode, you don't have to close and reopen the dyeing screen multiple times. Yeah, that would be really nice to not have to do that all the time. Divided the desired color into parts and pour the color in advance. We took great care to ensure that you could see what color combinations would look like. However, just like before, with one dyeing operation, I'm thinking of a direction where one item can only be dyed in one part. It's not that I haven't considered dyeing multiple items or multiple parts at once, but in that case, what is the item consumed and what is the color before and after dyeing? Because it was anticipated that the guidance on how it had changed would become too complicated. So, dyeing result information window. While we're on the subject, I also tried to make the results of the dyeing window look better. So you can see like the old dyeing window that we have right here after dyeing something on the left, and on the right you can see the new one. So yeah, that looks a lot better. I believe I'm not the only one who has always been bothered by the global line breaks in the results window. This is an issue with the results window that is used not only for dyeing but also many other systems. Improvements to this part will be detailed in the next post. First, I thought about how to improve readability in the dyeing results window. Which item part changed from its original color to what color before and after dyeing. I've improved it to show it more clearly with the color code value. At first, of course, only RGB code was shown. Some newcomers to the Eternity project have expressed the opinion that hex code is easier to understand. When I compared it to my previous experience with Mabinogi, I thought that RGB alone would be sufficient. For new militians who are new to Mabinogi after the Eternity update, I thought that the hex code would be easier to recognize and memorize. So, dye color palette. So here's what that looks like right here. First of all, the colors that were unique to Mabinogi that I originally used were distorted. There was some concern about whether the messy, tangled appearance of the palette should be maintained. Like other games, you could have just chosen to present all colors in the form of a smooth, natural color wheel. Our color palette did not include all colors. Some were hesitant to take that path for various reasons, as it was only available in limited quantities in the area. So, by utilizing the 40,000 colors provided in the existing palette, I just wanted a version where those colors were arranged a little better and more naturally. And you can see like some pictures of that right here. There is a huge difference between the way humans perceive color to be natural and the way computers understand color ordering. There was a gap between the Torii Canyon and the Sanctuary of Avalon that was so difficult to bridge. No matter what method I used, I couldn't automatically list a pretty color spectrum. Eventually, at some point, someone had to manually tweak the results. I considered splitting the palette into two parts, but I wanted to avoid adding extra depth when dyeing. Looking at the dye palette, I kept wondering throughout the development period, where on earth did the satisfaction I felt when dyeing my hair come from? A. Select one or more colors from the color palette. This is the so-called physical area. B. Repeat until the desired color is dyed by breaking the 1 out of 5 probability, realm of fighting the odds. Here's the area of A. It was very difficult to choose the desired color from the confusing color palette. In the area of B, there is still means to successfully dye directly through dyeing, but requires a separate cost. So yeah, this is the first post on the Korean Eternity site about the new dyeing system that they are working on. And there's also a part 2, so we'll go over that as well. So when you think about Mabinogi, isn't it about dyeing part 2? In the second installment of Dye, new additions are made in Eternity. I would like to introduce in more detail the parts that have been improved and supplemented from the existing ones. So material palette. Oh, that's really cool. So you can see like how the palette is changing like with each tab that they click on. Mabinogi had a variety of color palettes including cloth, metal, leather, and silk. Depending on the item, there is a setting that says this part of the costume uses a metal palette. There were often situations where we had no choice but to dye some items with limited colors. In Mabinogi, the charm of dyeing your hair with a variety of colors is revealed. We judged that there would be little need to maintain restrictions in this area. We improved the dyeability of all dyeable items so that you can now choose one palette among the cloth, metal, leather, and silk palettes to dye. There are cases where multiple color tables are matched to the same palette. For example, even if it is the same metal palette, there are several types. Click on the desired material palette to see the materials that belong to that palette. I've included one of every existing palette to alternate between. So palette enlargement, this is pretty cool. So you can see how this is the palette zoomed out, like right here. Right here the palette zoomed out, and then like it zooms in. So it's easier to select the colors that you want when you're like zoomed into it. And here's another improvement to the dye palette. In the past, there were many times when it was difficult and uncomfortable to select colors at pixel by pixel levels. Hold down the control key while hovering over the palette with your cursor, and it enlarges so you can see it better. Yeah, that's really cool. Let's go and watch this real quick. Okay, so they're showing off like all the different dye tabs and the colors. Yeah, nice. Added various conveniences. Every Militian has his or her own color preference. Since the color of choice, once decided, does not change easily, the colors that are frequently used when dyeing are decided upon. To reduce the hassle of having to choose these frequently used colors from the palette every time you dye a new piece of clothing, we've added a new feature to make it easier to automatically select a color by registering it as a favorite once you've chosen it. That's nice. Additionally, dyeing is sometimes used to apply special colors that do not exist in the color palette. When you enter dyeing mode, you can check the dyes you currently have in your inventory and apply them right away. Additionally, when listing the stains, the colors are arranged in order from dark to light. For those who are new to dyeing in Mabinogi, the two most confusing points are, first, you have to choose the color yourself from a somewhat confusing looking dye palette. Second, there is a process in which 5 candidate colors are selected, one of which is randomly selected and dyed. Choosing a color is not easy, and I was very concerned about the current situation where the color I chose with great effort was not confirmed to be dyed. Like other games, it has a natural color wheel. We also considered providing all colors and a process for easily picking and dyeing the colors. However, when reflecting on it, many people said that it was not a dye that was truly Mabinogi-like. As difficult as it is to dye an item, I decided that there is definitely joy in developing my own individuality with more affection. Instead, you can use a regular dye and choose one color of your choice. We decided to provide an additional method to ensure definitive dyeing. Select a color other than the desired color among the 5 colors selected. I tried adding the ability to exclude from the result color and set this process to require a different resource. We are considering the optimal solution to prevent items with the same function, such as existing direct dyeing amples, from losing their jobs. Other things to consider. In addition to the general functions I have mentioned so far, we are developing to reflect the following additional elements. Dyeing zone. Setting the light source, such as natural light outside and inside at different times of day. A dedicated dyeing space where you can preset environmental elements such as black, all white backgrounds, chroma key backgrounds, etc. Mannequins of different genders and races. Ability to dye items of different races and genders while freely checking the results using preset mannequin elements. I want to gift an item to a friend in a color that matches their preference, but it was so hard because I shouldn't try it on every time I dyed it. Now I'm in the process of setting up an environment where I can dye it by putting it on a mannequin instead. Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea if you could like use a mannequin item to put clothing items on and like try dyeing it using that method instead. Like if you're trying to dye something for a friend but you're not the right gender or the right race to wear the outfit, that'd be a good way to preview it. Eternity offers the experience of playing Mabinogi today. Numerous convenience improvements are being made while maintaining the best possible experience. For militians who will one day take their first steps into Eternity, this is an environment where they may experience too many changes at once, no matter how good the change in direction may be. There will be a fair amount of confusion for a while, which may not necessarily be a good thing for the gameplay experience. Yeah, that is true. There is a huge problem with Mabinogi is there's so much content in the game already that, like, if everything changes, it's gonna take a while for new players to adjust. So to help those of you who will reach the destination called Eternity adapt quickly, as an example, the improvements related to the dyeing system above were reflected first. We plan to present similar attempts in more fields in the future. Of course, in the process, it may work differently from the original intention. You may notice some shortcomings that we haven't noticed yet. We will even take that part into consideration and try to fully reflect the opinions for improvement. We may show you a more improved version in the finished version of Eternity, or if possible, on the official servers. So yeah, overall this post is really good, and it looks like they are still looking to the players for feedback, which is good. I think they're making the right call being really open with the player base. Like they're paying attention to like what we're saying, which is definitely a good thing. And I do get it, like, this is going to be a drastic change, right? Mabinogi has so many systems that when we change to Eternity, it's going to feel like a completely different game. Like, that's just how it's going to be. So it is going to be a big adjustment for everyone, but overall I think it's going to be for the best. Like, if we want this game to live another 20 years, like, this update needs to happen. And it's not going to be perfect. There are going to be some people that are angry about it, of course. There are going to be a lot of there are going to be a few long-term Mabinogi players that have probably been around for, you know, 15, 20 years. They're probably, some of them are probably going to be pissed off. But this still needs to happen. And that's just the reality. Like, with an update on this scale, it's impossible to do everything perfectly. There's always going to be something. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to their next post, which will probably be in December, I'm assuming. But that's it for the changes that they're making to the dying system. So this video recently came out in Korea about 18 hours ago, 18 or 19 hours ago, almost a day. And this is called Mabinogi Eternity Battle Testing and Development Status. So let's take a look at this. And we have English closed captioning for this.
안녕하세요. 마비노기 총괄 디렉터 미경훈입니다.
This is Min Kyung-un, the general director of Mabinogi Eternity. So last summer we showed you Eternity's development and status and internal testing site.
뒤로 이터니티가 어떤 모습으로 찾아올지 많은 밀레시안 여러분들께서 궁금해하셨을 것 같습니다.
I think Militians have been curious about what Eternity will look like.
그래서 이번에는
So this time we've prepared a meaningful opportunity to invite you, our Militians, to the boss battle we're currently developing, and hear your opinions.
그간 이터니티에 보내주신 성원만큼이나 큰 관심과 열정을 제가 직접
At the test site, I was able to personally experience the great interest and passion that has been shown to Eternity so far. This test was shown... This test was conducted as a combat-focused test. So this is going to be like about the... I think it's going to be like about the Glass Scavellon boss fight. I prepared this video to convey the changed appearance of Eternity. Okay, so if we actually turn these off for a second, we can actually see the game screen right here. We have a better idea of what the UI is going to look like. It looks like there's some status effects listed down here. Our HP, our MP, and our stamina skills will be down here. I wonder if you'll be able to move this around the skill bar. And we can also see what the minimap will sort of look like. And then it looks like this is going to be the party information. So it looks like, I think these are the Arcana. So you'll be able to tell which party member has which Arcana for parties just by looking at the icons. That looks like it's going to be pretty helpful.
생생하게 전해드리고 조금이나마 궁금하신 점을
Okay, here's the boss fight.
영상을 준비해 보았습니다. 그럼 지금부터 이터니티의 전투의 모습이 어떻게
Now I'll show you how the Eternity battle has changed step by step along the test site.
이번 테스트는
This test will present a reimagined version of the battle with the final boss, the Glass Scavellon.
글라스 기분행과의 전투를 새롭게 재구성해서 선보여드리게 됐습니다.
Yeah, so we've seen some new Eternity posts about this guy, but now we can actually see like some of the boss fight in action. So this looks pretty good. We can see the full what the interface will look like. So here's our skills. There's the boss's HP, and you can see all your party members, what Arcana they're in, who's the leader. The mini-map is over there. It's being blocked by the Mabinogi logo, but the mini-map is there. And this is the new boss room. They talked about this in one of their posts. The boss room is going to change. The gargoyle statues are going to do more. You're going to have to like do something with those gems, those purple gems over there.
구현하려고 노력을 했고 이러한 디테일과 발전된 표현을 통해서 보스전
Yeah, they tried to add like more movements and mechanics. So here you can see the way that it currently is, And here you can see like the new changes that they're making to it.
패턴이 완전히 다르지는 않습니다.
The strategy pattern is not completely different from the existing boss battles. However, we added new gimmicks to provide a variety of changes within the familiarity so that you can fully enjoy the fun through cooperation with party
그리고
members.
강화된 시인성과 화려한 연출을 통해서 공략의 즐거움을
And we put a lot of effort into making the game more enjoyable through enhanced visibility and splendid production.
더할 수 있도록 많이 노력했습니다. 계속해서 다듬어 가면서
We plan to continue to refine and perfect Eternity's unique boss battles.
나갈 예정이니까 앞으로의 변화도 많이
So please look forward to the future changes.
이번 테스트에서는 플레이온의
And in this test, we increased the expressiveness of skill effects,
구현하기 어려웠던 새로운
along with new productions that were difficult to implement
스킬 이펙트의 표현
in Pleon.
력을 높였습니다. 글라스 기분엔의 패턴과 기믹
As you break through the Glasgavlin's mood patterns
파괴하면서 일정
and gimmicks
구간에 도달하게 되면
and reach a certain point, a cutscene like transition scene will appear.
전투는 그대로
Even during this moment, the battle continues,
긴장의 끈을 놓지
so you feel the tension without letting go and feel
페이지가 시작된다라는 느낌.
the feeling that a new page is beginning more clearly. Yeah, that's pretty
전환
cool.
연출이 끝나면 이 페이지로 접어들게 되고요.
After the transition is finished, it will fold to page 2.
더 긴장감 있는
The background
배경으로
changes to a more tense one and a more violent Glasgavlin.
나타나게 됩니다. 페이지 전환과 함께 패턴뿐만 아니라 공간의 분위기도 변경하면서
We intended to create more fast-paced and tense battle experience by changing not only the pattern but also the atmosphere of the space along with the page transition. Feedback you've given us during this Glasgavlin Basics battle test will be used as valuable data to refine the overall battle tempo. Okay, yeah, so it looks like this is maybe going to be some sort of like closed beta test that actual players can do. Hopefully that's the case over in Korea. And it looks like they're open to feedback, so that's good. That's definitely the right move if that's like what they're doing.
발전된 모습을 기대해 주셔도 좋습니다. 앞서 보신 것과 같이 보스전의 연출
As you can see above, there have been significant changes not only to the presentation of boss battles, but also to the skill
기존의 분위기는
effects.
유지하면서 이터니티 스타일에 맞
While maintaining the original atmosphere, we have improved the skill effects to be more flashy to fit the Eternity style.
보다 색감과 궤적 그리고 피니시 순간의 연출을 강화해서
Overall, we have strengthened the color, trajectory, and finishing moment presentation to ensure that it can be recognized at a glance even during party play. And we will continue to work hard to develop it so that we can continue to show you more advanced Arcana skills in the future.
이터니티 프로젝트의 아주 일부
I believe that the fact that we were able to show you a small part of the Eternity project
부분이나마 직접 보여드리고 이렇게 현장 테스트까지
and conduct
진행해볼
field
수
tests
있었던
like
것은
this
오랫동안 이터니티를 기다려주신 밀레시안 여러분들의 관심과 응원 덕분이라고 생각합니다.
is thanks to the interest and support of all the Militians who have waited for Eternity for a long time. We will do our best to show you an improved version as soon as possible. So, yeah, I don't know how long it's going to be before we get new information. But I'm assuming that we'll get another update on Eternity by the next Fantasy Party, which will probably be, like, in June sometime. But yeah, this is the most recent video with some updates. This was pretty interesting. Alright, let's play some Mabinogi. There we go. All set. So we're gonna do event stuff today. There's an attendance event and the week 3. Tech doing missions. Okay, that's easy. I thought it was gonna send me in Crombass next. Yeah, we can run some techs. So week 3 won't be any problem. Wait, so where do we register for the new attendance event? Because that started up today, didn't it? Let's go to Dumbarton. Okay, I'm a little confused about how we register for that attendance event. I'm gonna pull up the page real quick. Oh, so we should just have a item in our main inventory, a summons receipt. Okay. So that definitely starts today, right? Yeah. Okay. So where's that at? Oh, there it is. Completely missed that. Let's pull these over here. Oh, so this is a homestead item. It didn't really say in the post, so I assumed it was like a chair item. I guess it's a homestead one. Okay. Oh, and this one's the chair item. So you do get a homestead version of that. That's cool. Alright, let's do text, I guess. That's one time out of 3. Okay, one more time. And boss time. Alright, done. I'll use all those spirit gems on my spear. Need one more skill point to take this one up. Okay, so we finished the week 3 quests. So now we have week 4 and then some club quest things. Let's take a look at the shop. So I've already gotten the chair. And I already got all the homestead items. I got these 2 blunt weapons. Did I get the gesture card? I don't remember if I picked that up. I don't think I did. So the gesture card, the spirit transformation liquors and the title, and the outfit pieces, that's what's left. Bracelet. This looks like a wristwatch. Is that a gem or a watch? I can't even preview it. Yeah, so let's get 2 of these. Where'd those go off to? Here they are. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so I'm gonna put that other gesture card in a pet. Oh, I guess I did get the gesture card. Oh well, I'll have more of them now. I should have checked pet inventory. That's alright. Never hurts to have more gesture cards. I'm more interested in those than the outfits. Put this one in here too. Oh, we can't put in a summoned creature. I'll probably trade it through the bank then. Huh, got that sword for this one. Interesting. Wow, there's just none of these left on the market. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to check for. Hang on. Okay, so the new Orchard box gachapon that looks like a total ripoff is finally out. I want to take a look at the fruit juggling action card. I want to see if that's like a gesture card or some type of like action or what. $30 million? Jeez. Alright, I'll buy it. I'm curious. But I'm not going to use it on this character because I don't really want it on this character. Really quick, I will be right back. I'm going to switch to the character that I want to use that on. Alright, I'm on my non-streaming character, and wow, for a human, she is a lot faster than I thought. I have a lot of speed buffs on this character. Anyway, we're gonna use that action coupon with this character and see what it is. Oh, so it is actually an action. Okay. Darn, that's a little disappointing. I was hoping it would actually be a gesture. It'd be better as a gesture, because then you could use it as an NPC transformation or something. It takes some of the value away from this, that you can't like use it with transformations. So if I were to use a transformation and let's say I turned it into Dougal, for example. Yeah, see, this is the problem. Can't use it now. This is why this would have been better as a gesture card instead. Anyway, at least that finally confirms that. Oh yeah, actually, June is coming up, and then July. Maybe on the 4th of July I'll use this character to run some dungeons with the 4th of July stuff. Just for fun. But let's switch back to Xanafiedlion and do some stuff. Okay, when does the new trade season start? It's gotta be soon. Oh, on July 2nd. Okay, so this is still going on for a while. There's no way I'm going to make it to Challenger or anything like that. I'm surprised I'm even in gold. We could do Commerce, Stardust, the Echo Stone Dungeon. Because we're already done with all the event crap. Oh, I wonder if logging out and then switching characters reset the timer on that. It may have. I'm not sure. because we still have a lot of time left on that. Yeah, let's do some commerce, I think. I think that's what I want to do. So let's equip this. And pull out the stall bag. We're just gonna do commerce for the rest of the stream. Let's summon capes. Or on second thought, do they have whole barbecue bear at E-Main? I would be willing to take that overseas to Idia. We're gonna do like an overseas run, at least one. So we're gonna look around. For that, I'm gonna want the commerce partner and the camel. Hey, they do have some of it. Nice. Alright, we're gonna take this to Philia for 629. So we have to get to Port Cian for that. Okay, so we need to get to Philia, so we have to take the ship to Port Conus. Oh wow, and we got on at a really good time. This isn't going to take too long. Alright, finally in Port Conus. Luckily that ship ride didn't take very long. So let's dash over to Philia. That's so we're selling for the most set? Yeah, perfect. Oh crap, I didn't even see that bandit. Even Master Bandits are no real challenge though. How long before that debuff wears off? Oh, 2 minutes. Okay. Maybe I'll run the Echo Stone dungeon after this. I do still want to do that today. Like, we might do like 2 or 3 more rounds of commerce and then run the Echo Stone dungeon one time. Because I want to get that last Echo Stone to level 30. I think it's 1 level away, isn't it? Yeah, 1 level away. Amphilia should be coming into our line of sight pretty soon. There it is, there's the trading post. Okay, let's sell this stuff. For 629. Oh, got a new achievement too. Let's see if they have any of that coracle rubber at core. If not, then maybe I'll run the Echo Stone dungeon. Oh, they do have some. Oh, they have like 2 of it. Wow. No, forget that. Yeah, let's go do the Echo Stone dungeon, I guess. Here. Switch those out. Chainblade. And, hang on. Cancel the Solveg summon, get these 2 out. Let's go over there and get it done. I want to finish leveling out that Echo Stone. What other ancients are hiding out here? That one's pretty big. It could be an ancient. No? Okay. How much longer is that speed buff gonna last? 13 minutes? Might be finished by then. I'll check how long it has left just before the boss fight too. Okay, meteor. That one's dead. And now for the next one, we have 30 seconds. And this is what the chain blade is for. I love spinning slasher for this mission. Time for the boss. How much longer is this speed potion gonna last? 6 minutes? That should be more than enough time. Let's get a little MP back real quick. Done. Didn't even get hit. Let's take this off. Take this off. I'm assuming I won't have to run it again. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll Maybe all 5 attempts will be a failure. There is that possibility. But let's find out. Failure. There it goes. 30. So it was 85 at level 29, now it gives 90 intelligence. Perfect. They'll help out for damage on my magic skills. So I don't really have a reason to run this place anymore unless it's for a quest. Okay, let's do a little bit of Stardust stuff. We'll go see what they have over there, what kind of quests they have. Let's go pick up some new ones. If I don't like them, I can just do commerce. Bone marine armor, that stuff is expensive. How much is that? It's old, but it's pricey. It's not even on sale right now, but it's usually about $1 million. A little over $1 million. Okay, well forget that, because I couldn't even buy it if I wanted to. Defeat the crag cow. Yeah, I guess we could do that. It's been a long time since I've done this shadow mission. Probably over a year. Well, probably not quite that long. I'm sure I've gone in there like once over the past year. I probably just forgot. Already done. Wait, so this one gives movement speed, magic attack. Okay, well this one's claiming it's not spider juice, you don't need to worry about that. It's not spider guts. That's funny. Increase physical attack, so that's the Lorna and Pan one. Oh, okay, Lorna and Pan have separate ones. Okay, this is Pan's. All these do different things. Alright. Let's go back to Millen. Get another core fragment collection quest from her. I thought I had like some Stardust material boxes or something at one point. Maybe I used those up. But anyway, what's the next core fragment collection quest? Defeat the Shadow Warrior. Okay. Simple enough. Alright, that's done. That was shorter than I thought. I thought all the orbs were going to appear again, and we'd have to go around the town a second time. Okay, let's turn that in. And get another one. Rabby Phantasm. I mean, yeah, I could do it if I can get in there. I need to pull a random pass for that if I'm going to do that. Let's see. I can probably get at least one. There it is. Okay, let's toss all those. That one too. And that one, that one. And that. Crap, there's still a bunch of stuff I missed. Let's get rid of these. Wait, and this one. Alright, really quick, I will be right back, and then we will do Rabby Phantasm. Alright, let's do Rabbi Phantasm. So I think that's gonna be the last thing we do today. We're gonna run Rabbi Phantasm and probably call it quits after that. Get my good gear for that. The sad thing is, like, the normal version of Rabbi Phantasm isn't even really a challenge anymore. It feels like it's barely more difficult than a veteran dungeon. And not even by very much. Alright, let's go. So I'll use this pass. Like, for some reason there's nothing in this first room here, and the two rooms on the left there you can't go into at all. I have no idea why it's designed that way. That's really dumb. Here are those things. Those charging stations. Not gonna let them recover over there. Get off of me. There, now they can't charge back up. Whoops, wrong button. Oh yeah, and you can't even go into that room over here. I still don't see the point in taking away monsters in like 3 of the rooms here. And all the hallway monsters are gone too. Okay, let's go this way. Okay, we're gonna use the Iron Will technique. That way I don't need to worry about being knocked down by these guys. Done. Time for the mini boss. And for the second one too. Okay, which one's the one that has more? That doesn't matter. And time for the boss. Demigod's probably gonna wear off soon. Oops, got frozen. That's okay, Thunderblight keeps going. Oh, usually I get hit by that shooting rush move that she uses. Not today. Oh, they actually stopped from recording that time? That's cool. Doesn't really matter anyway. Got her. Alright, let's go turn this in. And with that, I think we'll wrap up the Mabby stream right around here for today, so that's good enough. We will be playing Mabinogi again a little bit tomorrow. And in about 90 minutes or so, we will play some Spiral Knights again tonight. So I'm getting back into that game as well.